Ciao friends! Welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, thank you, grazie. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are going to talk about some of the top things that I personally think that you guys should know before coming to Italy if you've never been. Some of the most frequently asked questions that I get by you guys, by friends, by family. So I thought I would sit down and kind of give you the top things that you may not know when you come to Italy that I think would help you a lot before coming to Italy. Before getting into the video, I would like to thank today's sponsors, Walking Pallets. Walking Pallets is a food tour company. They do food tours in Venice, Milan, Florence, Rome, and Naples. So 5 cities in Italy. And it is more than just a food tour, it's also a walking tour. They take you from place to place on foot while exploring the city that you are in. And you basically have a full meal at all different stops. So at one stop you have maybe a glass of wine, and then at one stop you have an appetizer, at one stop you have, so you basically get a full meal but at little stops and learning about the city, the local places. And if you do follow me on Instagram, you know that I recently took one of their food tours in Naples. I had been to Naples a couple of times before, but I had never really experienced the food besides the pizza. So it was really fun to walk around, explore the city with a guide or their food ambassadors, and we had other people on our tour as well. And Walking Pallets was kind enough to offer all of my amazing friends here on the internet 10% off of anything on their site with the code Sofie10. I will link that right here for you guys, and I will put their website down below, so if you happen to come to Italy and you are in one of those cities, I definitely recommend checking them out. All right, so let's get into the tips that I think you guys should know before coming to Italy. All right, so the first thing that I think you guys should know is about the bus tickets. So if you are planning on going on the metro, you can easily get the tickets, passes in the metro station. They have all those little kind of kiosk things that you go and you put money in, or they also have a live person. Most of the metro stations do, where you can ask and get money, get change back. But the bus tickets. All right, so the metro ticket is the exact same ticket as the bus ticket, and it does last once it's validated for 100 minutes. So say that you are getting on the bus to go to a metro station, the same card that you validated on the bus will also work in the metro station for up to 100 minutes, and vice versa. So if you use the metro and then you have to get on the bus, you can use that one card for both ways only in 100 minutes. Huge thing to know is that you cannot buy the bus ticket on the bus. You may have the money on you and you get on the bus driver will not take your money. He does not have the tickets. You either have to get the ticket at a tabaccheria, which is like a tobacco shop. They're all around Rome. They have a big T on it. You either have to find a tabaccheria to get your bus tickets, and I always recommend, if you know you're going to take several rides, to just get a couple. That way you have them on the go. You never know when you may want to jump on a bus instead of walking. Or you can also get the bus tickets also at the metro stop. Some bus stations, like the Capolinea, so either the beginning or the end, the last stop or the first stop of the bus station, sometimes they'll have a little biglietteria where you can buy the tickets, but they don't work all the time, so I always recommend just getting them at the tabaccheria or at the metro station and get them in bulk if you know you want to use them sparingly. I've definitely been on the bus several times where tourists get on and ask the bus driver for a ticket and they have change. All right, so I get asked this question all the time, and that is tipping. So tipping, I feel like it's kind of a sore subject because I have talked about this on my channel before, and some people didn't like my answer, but what I'm going to tell you is that I personally tip 10% at restaurants. If I liked my service, then I will tip 10%. That's what I personally do. That's what I tell my friends, my family. That's just kind of what we do. So to each his own, but I feel like that's kind of the basic. Okay, so if you are going to a traditional bar, which means like a cafe here in Italy, a lot of the times you are going to have to go to the cashier, order your coffee and order whatever you want first, get the receipt, and then take it over to the bar and hand it to the barman, and then they will prepare your order for you then. And in some places, especially more of the nicer bars, I guess, then they actually will charge you for sitting down. So if there's tables and you want to sit down, enjoy your breakfast, enjoy your coffee, then you typically have to pay a sit-down coperto or a charge or a fee. If you just want a quick coffee and stand at the bar and drink it there, then you don't get the extra charge. But if you want to sit down, usually at a table outside for the service, then they will charge you for that. Okay, so restaurants are actually, most restaurants, at least in Rome, they aren't open all day. I know coming from the States, and a lot of restaurants in the States are open. They open at, 10 a.m. and then they're open all the way until closing. So you can pop in whenever you want for food. But here there is a set lunch and a set dinner time. So a lot of restaurants are either open for lunch and dinner or just dinner. So definitely check that before you go to the restaurant that you are looking at. And a lot of the restaurants that are going to be open for dinner aren't going to open until about 7 or 7:30. So just keep that in mind when making reservations or when going to a restaurant, that they aren't going to be open for dinner until a certain hour. And that if you are wanting to go to lunch, double check if the restaurant offers lunch, and if they do, it's usually between like 12:30 and then 2, something like that. Something else that I wanted to bring up about restaurants is that a lot of the times the servers aren't going to hand you your bill unless you ask for it. And even after you ask for it, it may take a while. So if you are in a rush or you're wanting to close out and pay like pretty quickly, then what you can do is you can actually go up to the front or the cashier, depending on the restaurant, and you can pay kind of up front in the entrance of the restaurant. So you can just go up and say, oh, can I pay? I was at that table. Or if you ask for the bill and then the server doesn't come back to get the money or to get your credit card, then you can just take the receipt out and pay up front. And the last thing I did want to talk about is the coperto. So a lot of restaurants will charge you a coperto charge for each person, which is kind of just like a service charge. There isn't going to be tax added onto your meal like in the States. We're used to, the meal cost and then the tax. So the Italian restaurants will charge you a coperto for each person sitting down. It's kind of like your spot, your seat. The coperto charge does depend on the restaurant. So the coperto charge could be anywhere from 150 per person to, I personally seen it to 10 euros per person. So just watch out for that when you do check the bill at the end. It's a thing in Italy. So yeah, guys, those were my top tips. I definitely have more, but I wanted to leave this video a little short and sweet. If you have been to Italy before, I'm interested to know, did you know these before coming? Did you experience any of these things? I would love to hear from you guys and to hear what you guys think. If you are interested in kind of more videos like this, then give this video a thumbs up and I can think of other tips for you guys if you are planning a trip to Italy. I wanted to thank Walking Palettes again. Don't forget, you do get 10% off of any of their tours, cooking classes, wine tastings with my code. I will leave everything down below, and if you do end up going on a tour with them, let me know what your experience was. I would love to hear. And I will leave Walking Palettes Instagram page right here so you can go and also check out their Instagram page as well. So thanks so much, guys, for stopping by and for clicking on this video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Ciao!